Good morning. I hope everybody is doing well. I'm sorry that today is the first day that I've been able to reach out to all you. I appreciate everybody signing up on the Google Classroom and trying to get all that organized and getting our Remind organized and doing all that stuff. I know it's been a crazy time, a hectic time for all of us. Very different, but. Hopefully we're able to learn something from this. Learn not to take anything for granted. Learn. Really how important it is at face-to-face school. How much easier it is to learn for some of us, and the social aspect of it. I know is really big for all of us. So, like I said, I miss all you guys. Hate I hadn't got to see you, like I said, but we'll get through this and everything's going to work out for the best. So what I'm going to do with these videos is I'm going to try to post 2 to 3 of these a week. Mostly for your class is mainly going to be on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and potentially some on Friday, okay? I'm going to take the most important concepts from the course and work those problems at the end of the semester. So whether that's, May 15th, May 20th, whatever the case may be, we'll get that kind of hammered out as we go. I'm going to take these problems that I've worked, and that'll be what your final looks like. So for today, I'm going to have 3 example problems, okay? There'll be 3 example problems. The first one's order of operations, and then we will, the next one's, kind of some expressions and things of that nature. So I'll do 3 today. I'll post this video, and after you watch the video, watch me explain the 3 problems, I will have a short assignment for you. The assignment's only going to basically be 3 or 4 problems. It's going to be an example of one of the problems I did, okay? It's not going to be a long, drawn-out thing. So for this, my plans for today is you're going to have 3 example problems. And then I'm going to give you 3 problems just like this, okay? Please make sure you complete these assignments, okay? Please make sure you're working these problems, especially you juniors, okay? You got to make sure. Seniors, I know, it's very important. I would really like for you to work these as well. It's not going to take much of your time other than having to watch me. I know that's really awesome. So, but all kidding aside, please, like I said, do the best you can with this. Take a few minutes and try to answer these questions for you, okay? Just make an effort and everything's going to work out fine, I promise, okay? So the first problem that I'm going to do today, example 1, this is just order of operations, okay? We all know this. This is all review, or should be, hopefully. It's just please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So that's parentheses first, then exponents, then multiply, divide, whichever comes first from left to right, okay? So you don't have to do multiplication first necessarily. It's whichever comes first from left to right, okay? So divide can be done before multiplication. And then the last is add, subtract. Doesn't have to be in that order. You may subtract first, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the problem, scan through it, see if we got any parentheses. If we do, handle those, and then move on from there to exponents, then to multiply and divide, and then to add, subtract, okay? All you guys are really smart. I know you know how to do this, so let's go ahead and begin, and I'll teach this problem. So as you can tell, we do have parentheses here, okay? We have 1 minus 5 in parentheses, okay? So in theory, what we should do is write down everything except that and handle that. So that's minus, I just dropped that. Now do the parentheses. 1 minus 5 gives me -4. Minus, and then write down the rest of the problem. Okay? So I got -4 minus -4 minus -4 squared. We've got a bunch of 4s in there, -4s. It's just trying to trick you. So the next thing that I want to do is my exponents, because I'm done with the parentheses. You say, Coach Wright, I still see parentheses. Yeah, but for it to actually be parentheses, it's got to have two numbers, okay? It's got to be two numbers in there that you're actually doing something like 1 minus 5. So this is just separating two things, okay? So we're going to write down -4 minus, write down this -4, bring down this minus, and then say, okay, what is -4 squared? Well, -4 squared is actually positive 16, okay? You may say, Coach Wright, why did you write that in parentheses? Well, I wanted to keep it separate because I've got all these darn negatives, okay? So I've got this minus a negative, minus a negative, minus a parenthesis, okay? Got all that stuff. So let's get that handled right now, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and take care of all these negatives back to back. So this is -4, negative back to back becomes +4. This just becomes -16, okay? So now all I have left is subtraction and addition. Let's just work it left to right like you read a book, okay? No more, no less. So that's -4 plus 4, that's 0, and then 0 minus 16, bring that down. Now I get 0 minus 16 is -16. And -16 is my answer, okay? So you'll see on your assignment, first problem you have will be in order of operations, okay? All right, I'm going to clean this off, erase this, and when I get back, we'll look at example number 2. All right, so now I want to look at example 2, and example 2 is basically just an extension of example 1, okay? There's really no difference as far as the process goes other than the first step, and that's what you see a lot with math is that first step's different, then it builds off something else we've done in the past. So that's why it's so important to understand, know, and be able to complete what you've done in the past. So the first thing was order of operations. This is now, they're just throwing some variables in there, but again, it's the same concept, okay? So the problem says evaluate using the given values. And it's got a bunch of X's and Y's and Z's, but it tells you what those are. So it tells you what X is, tells you what Y is, tells you what Z is. If you know those guys, simply plug those in where X is, plug in whatever X is equal to. So replace the X with 6, replace the Y with -5, replace the Z with 2, and then it's identical to problem number 1, okay? So let's just go ahead and do that, all right? So we're gonna go through, wherever I have an X, replace it with 6, okay? Wherever I have a Z, replace it with 2, okay? This is just +1, +3, minus, wherever I have a Y, replace Y with -5. But you gotta bring down this minus and then plug in the Y as -5, okay? As I tell students all the time, and as I've told you all the time, when you're plugging in a negative into a problem, put it in parentheses. That'll make your life so much easier, okay? All right, so now we've got this problem pretty much dialed in how we want it, okay? We're gonna go through, do please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So parentheses, exponents, multiply, divide, whichever comes first, add, subtract, whichever comes first. So it's exactly like number 1 now, okay? So I see the parentheses here, I'm gonna do this. Again, these are not parentheses, this is just, a negative number. So it's 6, 2 plus 3, I get 5, okay? Plus 1, plus 3. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and take care of this minus -5, that's just distributing that through. So this minus -5, that's just +5, okay? All right, now I've got multiplication left, 6 times 5. So 6 times 5 is 30. Now, I'm gonna write down the rest of the problem, okay? But then I'm not going to insult your intelligence because all of you know how to do this from here. I've got 30 plus 1 plus 3 plus 5. I can do that in my head, so to speak, okay? I can do this all in one final deal. So 30 plus 1 is 31. 31 plus 30, well, I'm saying we can do it in our head, then I'm missing it, okay? 30 plus 1 is 31. Plus 3 is 34. Plus 5 is 39, okay? So you know that all this at the end our final answer is just 39, okay? So again, we could do that step by step, but it's probably much easier just to go through, knock it out like that, and be done with it, okay? So again, make sure you can handle this, make sure you can do this problem, make sure you understand you're just replacing your variables with numbers, and then it's exactly like number 1, okay? When I get back, we'll look at example number 3. All right, so now let's move on to the last problem of the day, example 3 here. And this is just simplify the expression, okay? Very, very important concept. You'll see these a lot on standardized tests and things of that nature. Understand that when it says simplify the expression, you are not going to get, okay, well, more than likely, I shouldn't paint with such a broad brush, but you're not going to get like a number answer, okay? You may not come up with, like on example 1 and 2, answer 7 or -5 or whatever we came up with, okay? 39 was the last one. You're not going to get a numerical answer. You're probably going to have a combination of numbers and variables, okay? So for these, we're going to do a lot more, or you're going to focus more on the distributive aspect of it, okay? It's still order of operations, so to speak. You're still going to look in the parentheses and see if there's anything we can combine and add and subtract or whatever the case may be. But a lot of times for this one, it's just kind of like a double-decker distributive property, so to speak, okay? So we look at this problem, and what I want you to see is that out front of this, inside this parentheses, we have -6x minus 9. Can't do anything, okay? There's two opposite things. One's an x, one's a 9, or one's an x, one's a number. Can't add them. Over here, you have an x plus a 9, one's a variable, one's a number, can't add them. But the numbers out to the left, we can distribute those, okay? So we're going to distribute through those numbers. When I distribute through -2 times -6x, negative times negative is positive, 2 times 6 is 12x. -2 times -9, negative times negative is positive, so it's positive 18. Okay? And then I'm going to come to the second part, the -4 parentheses x plus 9. I always like to distribute including the number, the sign to the left. So I'm going to distribute -4. You can distribute just 4, but then you got to keep it in parentheses and it makes it a lot more tricky, okay? So I'm going to distribute -4. And when I do that, that's -4 times x, that's -4x. -4 times +9, -4 times +9, that's -36. Okay, so now I have distributed through my values, okay? So the next thing that we can do is simply combine like terms. Once we combine like terms for this problem, we will be done, okay? So the like terms here, the like terms are your x's, the exact same exponent, so your x's and your numbers, okay? So 12x minus 4x, that is 8x, okay? Positive 18 minus 36, that's negative 18. So 8x minus 18 is my final answer. How do I know that's simplified? Because the only thing left is a variable and a number. We can't combine those because those are not like terms. Therefore, we're done. Okay, problem's over. So, please make sure, guys, I hope you've watched this video. I hope you make sure that you understand example 1, order of operations. Example 2, basically replacing variables with numbers. Example 3, simplifying expressions, okay? These are basic concepts that everybody really needs to know, be comfortable with, make sure that you understand. So I'm going to post this on my Google Classroom, and then I'll post one problem for each of these. So you'll have 3 problems. That's it. Please make sure you're doing these. Please make sure you're keeping up with this. And please, most importantly, make sure you're being safe, okay? I hope everybody has a great day, and I'll see you again, or I'll do another video on Thursday.